So while leveling 1 to 50, you guys shouldn't really care much about what you're doing. Just autopilot, play the game, do the quest lines, but I'm gonna show you the abilities that you should be maxing just to get those quick levels. So your most AoE damaging abilities will be Blade Storm. Once you get this Blade Dance, it's gonna be doing massive amounts of damage, and also it's gonna be a very long lingering hitbox, so you can just mob through a lot of groups by just pressing the single button. It will kill most of the small mobs, so it's a really good ability. Another core ability is gonna be the charge shot. It does also massive amounts of damage, and it's also AoE. This also is your most damaging ability even on single target, so you will also want to have this ability. Arrow Wave is another really good ability, but I personally hate it until you get Wave Streak, so I wouldn't put any points on it before you can get Wave Streak, which is at level 10. So while leveling, I would focus on Blade Storm, Charge Shot, and Arrow Wave in that specific order. Arrow Shower might sound nice, but it's actually a pretty horrible ability if you're looking for damage. The main focus of Arrow Shower is for you to stop mobs from moving, because it staggers them quite a lot. Well, stagger is a strong word in this game, it just stops their movement. A very fun ability of the Sharpshooter is the Snipe ability, but don't look for it. You will only get it once you do the Awakening quest, which is at level 50. Now, once you are level 50, you're gonna be using a build that pretty much everyone uses. Atomic is gonna be at 4, using Amplified Damage. You can also use Rapid Shot, and that's more AoE, and it applies the amplified damage immediately. But the Thermal Garage is better because it has stagger, and also with the delayed amplified damage, you can also charge your abilities like Snipe Shot, and it just works very well combining the two. Now for Arrow Wave, you're going to be using Enhanced Arrow, Slow Tide, Wave Streak. Moving Slash, you're gonna be using it at 4 to get the excellent mobility, but all of those spare points that you're gonna be getting afterwards, you want to be putting on Silver Master. But this is not gonna be happening on level 50. You're gonna have to play a bit of the game and get extra skill points so you can get the Silver Master tripod. On your Blade Storm, you actually have 2 options. A lot of people in the Korea are using Shadow Dance, but Blade Dance is currently just better because it's gonna compensate for your long cooldowns that you have, but in like the end game of tier 3, you're gonna have a lot of cooldown reductions that you're gonna be using, so being stuck in the Blade Dance might not be such a good thing. But for now, you're gonna be using Blade Dance because Sharpshooter has very long cooldowns in the tier 3 until you reach the Endgame, which is gonna be coming out in a few weeks, months, we don't know yet. Then you have Charge Shot. You want to use Quick Preparations because less cooldowns, Double Shot because more damage, Fast Fire because then you can just tap the ability once instead of having to charge it. So if you look at me, I just click the ability, it explodes and it does full damage. Without it, you'll have to charge, but with this tripod, you're gonna be charging just to increase the distance of the ability. Sharpshooter is another stagger ability, just like Charge Shot. Blade Storm also has stagger. Arrow Wave, does it have stagger? I don't think it does. No, it does not. So Sharpshooter, we're using Vital Point, Weak Point Detection, and Focus Shot. It does a lot of damage, has stagger. It's just another one of your main damaging abilities. And now we are moving to the Deadly Slash. Deadly Slash, you're gonna be leveling it up to 4 and getting Silver Master. In the end game, you will want to double slash so it hits twice, but for now, Silver Master is more than enough because it's really good. Just use Silver Master at level 4 Deadly Slash. For the Snipe ability, you're gonna be using Quick Preparations for lower cooldown again, Weak Point Detection because more damage, and also more damage on Perfect Zone. And then you're gonna be using Easy Prey because more damage and it makes it easier to use the ability. It's just best of all worlds. Now when you're level 50, you will only have Fenrir's Messenger, which is an okay awakening ability if that target is massive because it's gonna hit it multiple times and actually melt it. It just has a really good lingering hitbox. But if that target is small, like player sized, it's not gonna do that much damage. If I use it on this big guy right here, I charge it, I let it out, it does, you see how it hit 4 times? That's a lot of damage, but it's quite bad on small targets, and that just makes GoldenEye that much better for every situation. So Golden's Eye is the superior awakening ability, but you will not get it until you do the second awakening quest, so just use Fenrir's Messenger. It's not bad, but it's also not that good. So your damage rotation is basically using Moving Slash into Deadly Slash into Blade Storm, because all of those have Silver Master. You're gonna charge up this bar right here at the bottom, so you can use Summon Silverhawk, use the AoE ability, and then shoot it out for it to self-detonate, which gives it the debuff of taking more damage. So you jump in, you do the slash, you start spinning. I'm gonna use atomic arrow here, then explode, do that, and now it's gonna do that, it's gonna explode, and then I can press the rest of my buttons. And you can see that the whole time I was doing the combo, the debuffs were still there. So both of the debuffs did the extra damage, which is 6% damage from the atomic arrow. Right here, this bird ability called Last Rush, because of the engraving, which I haven't talked about yet, but now I'm gonna. So these are the 2 engravings that you're gonna be trying to get, but only worry about engravings that much once you're tier 3. When you're in like tier 1, tier 2, you should really not care about engravings that much. Use them if you have them. Like you're doing a dungeon, you get these engravings, use them, but you should not be focusing on getting them because they're not that important and you're gonna be switching off of that gear very quickly, so all of that effort is gonna be wasted. Now once you're in tier 3, you should be aiming to get these. It's just your best engravings to have, because Hitmaster is really good because majority of your abilities don't even have such things as back attack or frontal attack, so majority of your abilities will get extra damage on Hitmaster. Now Death Strike is just a really good ability because, well, engraving, because it recharges your Silverhawk meter by 50% of what you currently have. So that's why the moment you get this ability, the moment you summon your bird, you want to click Z to do that AoE and then immediately press X to shoot the bird out. And yeah, it's just really, really good. In the end game of tier 3, which we currently don't have, you'll have like 6 different engravings. So I'm not gonna even mention that yet. We don't even have a reason to go for it, since we will get a lot better gear. And yeah, it's just, there's no reason to go for 6 engravings, like that's crazy. If you're being out-damaged by a sorceress or anyone else, don't worry about it. It's just how the sharpshooter is for now. The current way the game is, everything is focused on the Korean patch. All of the balance patches that Korea has, we have, but the problem is those patches are based on the Korea servers, and everyone in Korea are at tier 3, going to Endgame, or are already at Endgame. And at that point, every class is like similar to each other. Right now, there's another balance patch coming to Korea. I don't know if it already happened, but they're like nerfing Sorceress, nerfing other characters, and buffing the ones that are underperforming. So they're quite similar, not actually the same, but that's why in tier 1 and tier 2, some classes are weaker, some classes are stronger, because they don't really care about tier 1, tier 2. All the balance patches are based around tier 3's endgame. That's why some classes just have growing pains, as Zeals calls it. That is the end of the video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe for more Lost Ark videos. I'm a sharpshooter main. I'm gonna stick to sharpshooter. I might be switching when they release Reaper or Summoner in the new upcoming updates, because those are really cool aesthetics that I like about those characters. But I don't know, maybe I will not like the playstyle of them. And that is pretty much it. Bye!